Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ramli. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you a story about the tale of Puti Jailan. In the old days, in the Pasaman district, there was a beautiful princess named Puti Jailan. The daughter of Tuanku Raja Mudo, her mother named Puti Lindung Bulan. Puti Jailan was a teenager and very beautiful. But Puti Jailan felt alone. Her friends were generally married. It caused her to muse often. Seeing such a situation, Tuanku Raja Mudo told Puti Lindung Bulan to ask Puti Jailan, "Oh my daughter, Puti Jailan, why do you like to muse? Is there anything that makes you unhappy?" Puti Jailan also replied, "Mother, I'm daydreaming because I'm thinking of my fate. My friends are married. I don't want to be a spinster." Hearing the daughter, Puti Lindung Bulan felt her daughter's worry, but she only gave advice. "My daughter, being a wife is not easy. It's not easy to be in marriage life. And there are a lot of things that you have to learn." After advising her daughter, Puti Lindung Bulan saw Tuanku Raja Mudo, telling the situation Puti Jailan. Knowing it, Tuanku Raja Mudo thought for a moment. Shortly afterward, he said, "Bujang Selamat, gather Nenek Mama and Penghulu, mobilize all the people of the country. We held a 7 days and 7 nights event. Find a maid for Puti Jailan." Invitations were distributed. There were a lot of people came to the event of 7 days long. Puti Jailan was sitting on the porch. As many as the guests came, none were placed in her heart. Some were too short, others were too high, too wide, also black. This made her father worried. "Oh my daughter, why are you so? 7 days of our event, Puti Jailan was busy on the porch. I'm ashamed." Puti also answered, "Maybe my father forgot to invite Tuanku Malin Panjang, because during the event, he never appeared, whether he was sick or whether the invitation didn't arrive." After remembering, it was forgotten by her father. But what to say that the event was over? Return to her daughter, what will be taken? Puti Jailan thought. Right at midnight, she was ordered to burn incense, recite a prayer with a mantra to Tuanku Malin Panjang. Tuanku Malin Panjang, who was sleeping, stung a fragrant smell. Restless as someone woke up. The scent was absurd, so at the moment he wanted to leave the hometown. Tuanku Malin Panjang arrived on the homepage of Puti Jailan. Muse sitting waiting for the noon. Puti Jailan was waking up, looked out of the house to see anyone seated musely in the yard. After telling father and mother, they went to the yard, asked the person to come into the house. After telling the story, it turned out that the person, Tuanku Malin Panjang, is not an ordinary person, still a descendant of the king. Tuanku Raja Mudo conveyed the meaning of his heart. "Oh Tuanku Malin Panjang, I have an intention to marry my daughter Puti Jailan with you." Tuanku Malin Panjang doesn't accept just that. "Am I the right person for her, sir?" After telling the story, Tuanku Malin Panjang gave a ring to Puti Jailan. It was given by his mother when he left, a sign of approval. For the marriage, Tuanku Malin Panjang asked for postponing for 3 months. He wanted to cruise looking for capital to marry. Puti Jailan agreed, but bound by an oath. If Tuanku Malin Panjang broke his promise, drown him in the ocean. If Puti Jailan broke her promise, she would become a white siamang. Turning the story to another king, named Tuanku Cewang Langit. He heard that news that Tuanku Raja Mudo made an event to find a king to marry his daughter Puti Jailan, but she didn't meet her man. Tuanku Cewang went in white clothes, luxurious waistcloth, and gold crease to the house of Puti Jailan. Greeted by her parents, Tuanku Raja Mudo asked him, "Oh my lord, who are you, young man? Where are you going? What do you mean come here?" Answering Tuanku Cewang Langit, "Oh my lord, the purpose of my coming here is to find a life companion." After knowing such news, the host was attracted by Tuanku Raja Mudo and Lindung Bulan, the father and mother of Puti Jailan. Without thinking, Tuanku Cewang Langit's purpose was accepted. They forgot Tuanku Malin Panjang. They didn't remember the oath and promise. Puti Jailan was also told about her parents' decision to marry her to Tuanku Cewang Langit. Puti Jailan against her father remembered her promise and oath to Tuanku Malin Panjang. It was not an ordinary oath. Become a white siamang, an occupant of the Ula of the Pasaman region, living in the jungle. But Tuanku Raja Mudo was very angry to hear Puti Jailan's protest. The oath of elegance doesn't apply. If you don't want, you can go from his house. Finally, Puti Jailan was give up. Alright, I accept it, and I hope you will not regret later. The wedding day arrived. Puti Jailan would marry Tuanku Cewang Langit. Tuanku Raja Mudo was happy to have the son-in-law of the king's son. When the agreement was pronounced, Puti Jailan shouted, "Woo!" and shouted again, "Woo! Woo!" Jumping on the pavilion, 3 times he shouted, "Woo! Woo! Woo!" Jumping up to the big tree in the big yard. Seeing such a situation, her mother said, "Come down. I want you to go down, dear. We are ashamed to be seen by people. Let's go home, my dear." Answered Puti Jailan, "Don't follow me. You are happy, right? I told you, regret later is useless. Just go home, Mom. I will continue to get in the forest, become a white siamang, inhabitant of Pasaman region." They changed it. 2 months, Tuanku Malin Panjang returned with the intention to marry. But the fiancé was taken, obeyed the parent wishes, and broke their oath. Tuanku Malin Panjang went to the sea carrying a broken heart. Puti Jailan was also broken. In the forest, she jumped on the wood from the branch to branch. Her mother followed from the bottom until finally, her mother was fatigued, leaning on a big tree and no longer alive. It's over the story. Thanks for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.